All right, here we are at our 194 square foot floating cabin for sale. We're here on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This current mooring location is transferable if someone does want to keep it right here. We are hooked to power. However, it is worth noting that the power cable here is not being sold with the cabin. This is actually a marina provided power cable. Here at this particular marina, they do have some sites where you can rent your shore power cable. So I actually really like that. I think that's a great idea. It's going to lower the cost for people wanting to relocate to this marina. So I think that's a great option. So now this is roughly about a 9-foot 4-inch by 20 feet 9-inch cabin. Comes in just over 194 square feet, and that is constructed on this monolithic frame of roughly 15 and a half feet by 40 feet 5 inches in length. We do have a mix of the new style encapsulated styrofoam flotation as well as a little bit of unencapsulated styrofoam flotation. This one actually on the it's got 2 outer rows of the new style floats, and then we've got some unencapsulated flotation in between those 2 outer rows. I'll give you a peek over the dock here before we wrap up with this one. Now we do have a nice attached dock. This is going to be about a 16 and 16 and a half foot by 32 foot attached dock. It comes in, let's see, around 528 square feet, and it's also got a 12 by 6 covered, I'm sorry, a 12 by 16 foot covered patio on it. You see we've got some lights and a fan underneath that little covered patio, as well as a little clothesline as well. We've got a 4-person paddle boat back here in the corner. It's going to be transferring as well. We do have that patio table and chair set's not going to be transferring, but our other pretty much everything else you see here on the exterior will be transferred. That's going to include that lifetime storage box. We've got 2 storage boxes right here. We've got a nice picnic table underneath our covered front porch. We've got a small little doggy swim boarding ladder, and then we've got a human swim boarding ladder. I believe that's a 4-step swim boarding ladder for our 2-legged friends over there, and nice little inclined slope here for our 4-legged friends. So flotation underneath our attached dock is going to be actually a pair of a fiberglass pontoon. So that's going to meet the requirements. And half of the flotation underneath the cabin is going to meet the requirements. Now, the 2 rows down the middle of the unencapsulated styrofoam floats, that will need to be changed out before the year 2031. So do keep that in mind. And again, this does not have to stay here, but obviously this site is available if you do wish to keep it here. Got a nice little site. You're on the outer edge, so you can have some shoreline next to you. Now, it is mid-October right now, so we are not quite at winter pool, but obviously we're not at summer pool. You can almost see the line there where that grass is. That's going to be pretty much your summer pool line. We're on our way down to winter pool. I think we still got a little ways to go before we do make it a winter pool yet. So we are a flood control lake. Now, if you're looking at anything that we are selling here at Your New Boat, you don't really have to worry about year-round water. Okay, if you hear people talking about year-round water on Norris Lake, that only really is important when you are looking at land houses. If you're back in a cove, you might not have year-round water, so that might be important to people. But anything in one of the 23 commercial marinas here on Norris Lake, you're going to have year-round water. But again, we are a flood control lake, so they will do a drawdown during the winter months, and we are back at summer pool we're pretty much from summer pool from about Memorial Day to about a week before Labor Day. They do tend to bring it down a little bit before Labor Day, and that's to allow for heavy rain events, which can be common in the fall season because that is hurricane season. So we just had that. Some heavy rain from Hurricane Helene made it to our area. We did see some influx of water here where we're at now. Norris Lake obviously did a lot better than other parts of East Tennessee, but we did basically jump up in our water capacity. Kind of came up quick, so the marinas did have to be ready for that. But as far as people out on a mooring line right here, you're already floating. So These are not on piers or anything. You're completely free floating. So as the water comes up, cabin's going to come up as well. All right, so let's go ahead and step on inside. Nice cozy little in a studio style floating cabin. All the things you need. That's starting with the full-size bed right here. And got a pretty well-equipped little galley over here. That's going to be a gas Harwick oven and range, 4-burner gas range top. Got a nice little kitchen sink, window right overhead, microwave, and a Kenmore electric refrigerator freezer with a ice maker. Small little storage closet back over here. Just beyond that refrigerator, it's going to be a 32-inch LG LED smart television. A little bit of storage options over here in this corner. And as we pan on around, back over here to our full-size bed. Headroom in the cabin here is about 6 feet 11 inch. And we do have a little bit, it's probably not going to translate in the photographs. We do have a little bit of a dip here towards the middle of the cabin. And that is when that flotation that's in the middle, that's the old unencapsulated floats, when that gets changed out, that should remedy that. Essentially, that unencapsulated flotation will kind of lose some of its buoyancy over the years. This one is an older structure, so that's probably what has happened. A lot of that flotation kind of in the middle of the cabin is probably not doing a whole lot right now, so it really needs to be kind of drug out of there and replaced with some new floats and get a little bit more buoyancy under the main part of the cabin here. That should help things out quite a bit. Now, I don't know if you notice here, but I do have that window popped up. This one over here is going to do the same thing over here on this side. This window can come up. We've got a little hook that will hang on, and of course that's screened. We've also got a little privacy curtain right here on this side and another one on the exterior. So, but that window, what I was kind of getting to, is directly across from that other one. So on those warmer days, or probably in the evenings actually, when it cools off in the evening, probably open those windows up, get you a nice breeze coming through here. Now, for those warmer afternoons when it's a little bit too warm to have the windows open, we've got a 12,000 BTU cooling capacity Medea window AC unit. That should do the job just fine for this size space right here. But yeah, with those windows, and we've got 2 doors on either end. This is probably quite comfortable in the evening when you get that kind of cool breeze out there. That's another advantage of being out in a mooring line as opposed to in a slip. When you're in a slip and you got boats right next to you, you do not get much of a breeze at all. Pretty much have to run your air conditioning around the clock during the summer months. So it is nice being out here on the mooring line. You get a little bit more privacy and a lot more breeze will come your way. So we've got some nice flooring here on the interior. A few little gaps over here, and we've also got a little bit of a hump in the floor right up here by this front door. So I just want to call your attention to that. Door can open and close, but it does need a little bit of a lift up whenever you are opening it up. Otherwise, it's going to kind of get stuck on the floor spot there. So, all right, let's move on back here. We've got a little bit of storage back here, and then we've got a little half bath right here. It's going to be a marine head. We've got approximately 60-gallon waste holding tank. We have a small little vanity sink and a little medicine cabinet integrated in. Some more shelves over here just above that marine head. Now, just beyond our head, we've got, well, I've got our other cabin door propped open here. We've got basically a small little storage closet that kind of passes in between the exterior and the interior here. This is basically where all your utilities are. We've got your breaker panel in here. It's going to be a small little propane tank. That battery right there does have a little battery charger maintainer right there for it. That is for that marine head. Your typical marine head is going to be 12-volt powered, so that's what that battery is doing. And then we've got a lake water pump right here. It's going to pull your water up. We've got a filter right there, and then we've got a UV light. It's going to sterilize that water and make you some potable water. And we've got a 6-gallon electric water heater right here in our little utility room as well. So that propane tank is going to provide fuel for your oven and range. And of course, this lake water pump is going to provide water for your sinks. We will exit on out. The little storm door right here. That one also is kind of catching the edge just a little bit. You know, again, with a little lift up, you can pull that open. Now we've got a nice little outside storage closet right here. There's that box from that window AC unit. We've got a little ladder in here and some other storage items, some little hooks here as well. So this cap right here is going to be for your waste holding tank. Again, that's estimated about 60 gallons. We've got a small little pipe going up on the exterior. You might notice that in some of our exterior photographs of this one. That's a vent for that waste holding tank. And I'll go ahead and give you a little peek down underneath the deck right here to show you what we're talking about from a float standpoint. I think we'll be able to see a little bit more up front. But again, here's that plastic, the new style flotation right here. That's a plastic encapsulated styrofoam floats. This is going to be a unencapsulated styrofoam float right here. And a little bit of a glimpse up the side. Our waste holding tank is kind of right under this portion. Could be your waste tank right there. That little hose is going up to our vent, or I'm sorry, to our pump out. And then just on the other side, where'd that waste tank end? Waste tank, in between that waste tank, I think you're going to see another piece of foam. And then here is your encapsulated float over here on this side. There's that shore power cable coming in. And here is a 4-person paddle boat. It's going to be transferring with this one. At one time, there was about a 100-pound propane tank that this closet was for. Now they've just got your typical grill size propane tank. And this is essentially just been closed off. They've added some insulation in here. There's that insulation there. And I'll put this pin back in. And we do have a little outside spigot right there. And here's that. Again, I think this was a 12 by 16 covered patio here. Let me find it. Yeah, 12 by 16 foot covered patio right here. And like I said, we do have some power underneath that covered patio as well. This is all lumber frame, lumber decking exterior. As usual, you will find the full list of specifications, features, options, current asking price, our contact information, all that and more is going to be over at our website. That's at yournewboat.com. If you, for your convenience, down in the video description, there will be a direct link to this listing down in that video description. That's going to take you right to the listing page for this one. And again, that's where that asking price is going to be, along with all the details on this one, as well as all of our contact information. We do not monitor YouTube comment page, so if you do have serious interest in this one, please make sure you make it over there to our website. And again, for your convenience, in that video description, there's going to be the direct link, take you right to our webpage with this one, where you're going to have all the details, asking price, and all of our information. Now, if you're watching this on a device that does not allow you to view that video description, website's very easy to remember. It's yournewboat.com, www.yournewboat.com. Type that in your favorite web browser. When that loads, if you see a Find Your New Boat button, you're going to want to click it. It's going to show all of our inventory and order price. Depending on what device you pull our website up on, you might not see the Find Your New Boat button. It may just go ahead and load all of our inventory and order price. So all you got to do is scroll down again. To get to this one's going to be the 194 square foot floating cabin for sale again here on beautiful Norris Lake, Tennessee. We're in the back of a marina harbor. You're going to have a lot calmer waters back here. And you've even got a little stretch out the back of this harbor here, where you're going to have a small area without a no-wake zone once you get out of the harbor. And of course, the rest of the lake's going to be going up the other way. So a few things I want to call your attention to. There is no new construction for floating cabins on Norris Lake. You can rebuild what is currently here. There are certain aspects of the regulations that will allow you to combine existing cabins with one another in order to get a larger footprint, and you can expand on the monolithic frame with certain aspects of the regulations. So this would be one. Now our dock right now, or this side dock right here, is about 528 square feet, the way it sits right now. Okay, if you do any kind of a combination or modification, then the first thing that's going to happen is this dock right here that I'm standing on is going to have to get reduced to 400 square feet. So if you really like this, maybe this price point and the size is good for you, but oh boy, you wish that cabin was a little bit bigger, you can lose 128 square foot on this attached dock, and then that will allow you to do a modification your permit where you could actually notice how we've got basically a large front and rear covered patio on this one. Okay, you can enclose those areas and make that living space. That would be a modification. You're going to basically follow, you're going to reach out to TVA and apply for this, show them your plans, what you're wanting to do. Once they approve it, which that's going to be very much allowable within the regulations, then you can actually modify this cabin. And that monolithic frame is roughly about 626 square foot. So you could easily take this from about 194 square foot cabin and go up to almost 600 square feet if you're willing to lose about 128 square feet over here on this side dock. So there are different aspects of the regulations in which you can do certain things. Now otherwise, I want to be very clear, you cannot expand any of your space of your interior or exterior space upward or outward. Though there are aspects of the regulations with TVA approval that you can do certain things, like an expansion on a monolithic frame, or combining with additional cabin to essentially rebuild as a larger cabin. You can do those with certain strings attached. Any combination, you're going to be capped at 1,000 total square feet, single story, and you're only going to get a 400 square foot side dock. So keep all that in mind. If you got questions about it, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to TVA. TVA has been very good ever since the new regulations about their dialogue with the floating home cabin owners, as well as the prospective buyers of the floating cabins here on Norris Lake. So there are a handful of rules in place. There are things you can do and cannot do. And again, anytime you're talking about expanding your footprint, you're going to want to get that approved through TVA, because there are proper steps for that. And like I said, feel free to reach out to us with any questions. So actually, talking about our flotation here before we do wrap up, this is going to be, it looks like a PermaFloat is going to be the name brand on that. So that's one of the good brands. That's fully encapsulated styrofoam float. So that's what's under that's on the outer row of the main cabin here. And then up here, now we're back up here at the front. I'll be able to give you a little bit better view down underneath the cabin here. So again, there's that PermaFloat right there. See that styrofoam right there? So that's the area right there that we're talking about that needs to get replaced. Move down back here a little bit. So again, here's that other outer row. There's your encapsulated styrofoam flotation. That PermaFloat just happens to be the name brand on it. And then here's that other row of the styrofoam. So again, that styrofoam needs to get pulled out of there and replaced with more of that encapsulated styrofoam flotation. So that's starting to wrap things up on this one. I believe we covered most of what we need to talk about. If you do have any questions about this one, please reach out to us through the website. Again, we don't monitor YouTube comment page. I should probably note this is not a real snake. That's a rubber snake. If that was a real snake, I would not be standing here on the dock. We don't get a lot of snakes here on Norris Lake, especially in the marina harbors. That is actually there as a deterrent to keep ducks and geese and other birds off the cabin. Everybody's got different strategies for that. And The rubber snakes is one that that works very well for a lot of people. So, but yeah, that's not a real snake. Like I said, if that was, I would not be standing here. I'll tell you that. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Again, this is the 194 square foot floating cabin for sale. Again, here on the beautiful freshwaters in Norris Lake, Tennessee. Please do reach out to us with any questions. Again, we don't monitor that YouTube comment page, so if you did have any questions, you do want to reach out to us directly through our website. That link is for your convenience down in that video description. And then once you do make it over there, you're going to see, of course, all of our contact information, current asking price, and all the details on this one as well. So as we do start to sign off here, two things will be coming up over top of your screen. One corner is going to be a shortcut to our current listings playlist there at YouTube. If you're wanting to see what else we have and you're not ready to leave YouTube, not ready to leave YouTube yet and make it over our website, then do look for that current listings playlist. That will show you everything that we currently have available without looking at any of the sold boats. We've got two playlists right now at YouTube. One's going to be for our sold boats and the other's going to be for current listings. The other corner is going to be coming up over top of your screen right before we sign off. It's going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We appreciate those subscribers, and that will notify you anytime new inventory comes available in our area. So it's a great way to get notified instead of going back and checking the website every day. So again, this is the 194 square foot floating cabin for sale here on the beautiful freshwaters, Norris Lake, Tennessee. Mooring spot is transferable, or again, you're free to take this anywhere else you like. And yeah, don't forget, as we do sign off, those two shortcuts coming up over top of your screen. We appreciate all the subscribers, and of course, feel free to check out that current listings playlist as well. Thank you very much for joining us.